Okay, and I'm live. Hello, everybody. Blessed Imbolc, very blessed Saint Brigid's Day, named after the Celtic goddess Brigid. Candlemas as well. Thank you, everybody, for joining me this evening. I had originally had this idea, and I was going to make the thumbnail earlier, but sometimes life gets in the way, and I wasn't sure if today was going to be available for me to do a live show for Imbolc, but it presented itself. So here I am. And thank you, Kristen, for popping into chat. And also thank you for sharing um, the Norse celebration for tomorrow because I was going to ask you that once I started the live to see if there was a particular name that the Norse, um, I don't know if you want to say religion or spirituality, celebrates either today, tomorrow, within the first week of February. So it's called Disting. If it's okay with you, could you maybe give a little blurb in the chat what Disting represents? I'm not sure if that's also another word for lighting candles or preparing for spring, but thank you for sharing. I like learning, and that's what we want to do here. We want to learn and grow. Okay, so hello, Teresa Hadarian. Good to see you, my dear. And hello, Lori. Welcome, welcome. So I'll give everybody a few minutes. So, yes, Imbolc is always been one of my favorite holidays because of the lighting of the candles. My connection, I reach out to my ancestors who were Irish and having learned about Saint Bridget and actually based on the Celtic goddess Brigid. And by different names, Brigid, Brie, Brit, and I know there are several other spellings, especially the Gaelic ones that I'm not able to pronounce. Now, if Miss Jackie was here, she would be able to teach me, but Jackie is probably in bed sleeping right now because Ireland is 5 hours ahead. So I'm sure maybe she'll teach me tomorrow on how to do a couple pronunciations. Hello, Serena. Thank you for being here. So yeah, I have Irish on both sides of my family. It's interesting how much I have, and yet only 6%. But that was an ancestry test that was done years ago, and from what I've been hearing, Ancestry.com's been getting a lot better, narrowing down and being more concise of instead of being too generalized. So who knows? Maybe there might be more, but I do have um, a great grandma, Ava Cassidy, and she has always been one of my spirit guides. I discovered when I was about 25 or 26 through automatic writing. And I was actually at work. I was a security guard at the Albright Knox Art Gallery here in Buffalo, New York, and I had learned about automatic writing. And one day I'm sitting at the at the video, watching, and it was quiet, and so I just start writing, and boom, there she was. So yeah, she's been with me all these years. I saw that, Lori, and at some point I probably will go and take a look. I've just been extremely busy today with appointments and stuff and getting ready and working on new content for my channel, which I'm going to share tonight. Hello, Gina. Good to see you. It's been a while since I've seen you in my chat. I hope you're doing well, my dear. It's always nice to see you. And hey, girl, hey. Just shut. Yep. Excited for. Oh, thank you. So yeah, I took a bath earlier today, and it just feels so good to after like a well, for me, day or so because I don't do a lot. So we try to be watch and conserve water and whatnot. But yeah, nothing feels more refreshing or cleansing, especially spiritually, after a good shower or a bath. I miss a shower. Our shower doesn't work. So next place we have is going to have a working shower because I miss that. Warrior girl. Oh my goodness. People I haven't seen in chat in a while are popping in. Hello, hello. Um, Aw, so nice to see everybody. And my first solo, yes, with the new name. Finally, YouTube went ahead and let me fix it the way I wanted. So my channel name is Soul Alchemy with Indigo Jaguar. And I don't know if I want to wait till later on another live to talk about how the name came about, or if I could do it now. If I do it now, it could be brief, but for the past, I would say 3 to 6 months, I've just been, seeing, a lot of like the temperance card, and I've been seeing different variations of the word alchemy. And I'm always like, well, that's a kind of a cool word, especially when I saw someone refer to it as a channel. Someone was calling themselves color alchemy. And I thought, wow, that's amazing because of mixing colors, creating an energy, creating a vibe on the canvas, the paper, and that word always stuck behind me for a while. And then for a few months, I was working on soul crafting, soul weaving, and then the alchemy kept popping up, and I thought to myself, soul alchemy, and well, that's interesting. So I waited, and it's so interesting. Hi, Gerald, because I don't know, Gerald, if you remember, but it was like the end of December. We were on a show together. I don't know if it was the scavenger hunt or something else where we were both reading together on a show. And I had mentioned I was going to announce my new channel name on January 1st because I thought, boom, I had it right there. And you made a comment about, oh, I thought you meant the 21st. And I was like, haha, 21st. Gerald, I actually did come up with the official new name on the 21st. I kid you not. And so want to give credit where credit was due on that. That was a very cool call that you made because the first came, I was with Jeff Bailey. I was going to, mention it and announce it during our poetry because it needed to be very poetic for me too. Spirituality, poetry, the arts, it's all very interconnected for me. You might be. And we've gotten this far, right? So I said, no, I'm not going to rush into it. This is something I really, and then alchemy kept popping up, and it was like, okay, I got to sit with it for a while. It was Igea because I loved Igea. It was a nickname that Gerald Jeffrey gave me for Indigo Jaguar Intuitive Arts, but I tried putting that initially in, and even though it kind of looked cool, it just, the vibe, the energy, I couldn't step into it. It was just like a slight energy blockage. Not that the name was bad, it just didn't fit. And then YouTube said I had to wait a little bit before I could go ahead and rechange it. And when I typed it in today before I hit save, the energies just flowed right through. So I'm very happy um, that the name has come about. And for me, I've been looking at alchemy, and alchemy people think is, Harry Potter, the Philosopher's Stone, or, these medieval people trying to turn lead into gold. And that might have been true, but I've also been discovering that Carl Jung was very interested in the spiritual and psychological aspect of alchemy. And the spiritual also, especially in those days, anything that wasn't, based in Christianity, these people had to be very careful, these mystics, these alchemists, these spiritual seekers, because if it wasn't something that could be, for them, the alchemy was, oh, let's try to change this lead into gold. And very well, that could have been what they were doing. Everybody wants to be able to have those kind of riches, and they want to be able to live forever. Well, some of us maybe. So I wanted to look into that a little bit more, and come to find out for a lot of them, it was kind of like a facade. It was like a veil, and the actual process of alchemy was to take the lead, which is like the base root of our spirituality, our energy of who we are as a soul, and be able to go through the calcination process, the whole, there's like decomposition process, calcination, coagulation. It's quite a mouthful, but going through all these processes where we become enlightened, where we develop spiritually. And I thought that was really beautiful. And of course, being an artist, for me, mixing colors, creating that energy, feeling the energy with the colors and putting them on a canvas, and feeling that energy coming off the canvas, color wise, textural wise, spiritually wise. It was always a very spiritual, visceral experience for me. And so everything just kept leading right to alchemy, alchemy. So soul alchemy with Indigo Jaguar now. So thank you. That book Bewitched still likes calling me Indigo Woman. That's okay. I like that. I'll take that. He chatters on my heart. Yes, we have a nice group of people. Amanda Carroll. Oh, I was in somebody else's dream again. Okay, I was in someone else's the other night. Let's see, Amanda. You were in my dream last night. You were sleeping in the house I grew up in, and I was explaining to you that you were in my dream. Oh, very cool. Very interesting. You never know. Maybe I was there. I have so many dreams at night that they become a blur. And sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night, having to run to the bathroom now, or, just kind of like waking up from a dream and going, okay. And by the time you go to grab a pen or something, it's already gone. So it's been really kind of like hit and miss lately that I can remember my dreams. So, ooh, 11 in the chat, power number. Um, and there were hash browns involved. Oh my God, Amanda, that's awesome. We like the Tim Horton hash browns in the area. Those are really good. Hello, Hypnicity Nalani. Oh, so many people are popping in. Hi, Lalima. Wow, welcome, everybody. Most definitely, yes. Chatters. I'm just going to skip up a little bit. Hello, Nancy, my dear. Um, Looking forward to Monday with Nancy. Jane the Seeker is going to be joining Nancy and I. And tomorrow on Alice and I's show, Marina from Heart Center Tarot will be joining us. And I'm trying to come up with something fun because of it being Groundhog Day. So who knows, maybe we'll be doing like groundhog readings or something. That would be fun. You know me, I like to be creative and have fun because if you're not having fun on your channel, then what's the point? So, okay. I got my simmer pot going, rosemary, orange peel. Oh, I can smell it over here, Amanda. That sounds that sounds and smells beautiful. Hello, Rosanna. So really quick before I forget, Jackie's Crystal Moon did a live today because she knows how to make the Brigid crosses. And she has natural reeds that are in her area of Ireland. She lives in Cork, and she was making them by hand and giving away for free today. She was sharing some lovely stories, and she decided to go ahead and do a video because I think Hershey was interested in how to make them. And so Jackie's like, "Oh, I'll do a pop up, and I'll show everybody how to make them." And Jackie, if you watch later, this is the one that I have that I can't. I mean, I think I might have even gotten this in Arizona. It's been quite some time, but this is my Bridget's cross, and some people have seen it previously. I don't have very good walls to hang stuff. I was able to find a hole to stick a nail in there to hang a painting up, but that is my Bridget's cross, my St. Bridget's cross. Now, from what I learned, that there are two kinds. There are the four-leg, which is more of the Christian St. Bridget cross, but I didn't know that there was a three-legged one, which was more associated and used in the witchy covens and the witchy circles and pagan circles, at least especially too in Ireland. So I learned something today. So I'm going to see if Jackie's going to find out if she can hand make one and I can buy it from her and have her ship it to me. That would be fabulous. Cork is a great town. I really, really, if the gods and goddesses of abundance were just to drop a buttload into my lap, I would just be, once everybody's sure that everyone was taken care of, that needed, I'd be out just hitting Scotland, England, Ireland, visiting, where my family lives. I know that on my dad's side, Northumberland in Ireland, I'm not Ireland, in England, is where as far as I can trace the Johnsons were back there to Northumberland. So I would love to see if I could still find family, really far removed family, and just travel. I'm a Sag. I want to travel. And last few, 10, 13 years or so, I haven't been able to. It's like this girl wants to get her legs out, get running, start exploring again. So I wanted to bring this on too as well tonight because it was actually a year ago today that I came down with COVID. And it was the day before today or the day of well, or should I say the day before I came down, where I realized I had got diagnosed with it, that JJ from Tuta Speaks was doing a energy clearing for me. And I think that energy clearing opened and got rid of so much stuff that my immune system really had to work extra hard. And I'm not saying that caused me to get COVID, but it helped, all of it just helped clear me right out, working together. And after that, my energy shifted. I could feel things differently. I noticed that I was becoming a better reader. And JJ said that, I have a light language, and I have been, yeah. So I'll hold this up a little better. So I have a light language. And actually, JJ had I'm going a little off like what I thought I was going to do tonight, but if all you could just bear with me for a second. I don't know if I still have it saved here in my, no, I don't. Um, but she had sent me a picture of, she had a card. She did a reading for me, and it was this elderly gentleman holding what looked like a golden flame in his hand. And she goes, "You know what? I have a crystal." And she pulled this out, and it almost looked like the exact same thing. And she says, "This is going to be yours." I'm like, "Ooh, okay." And so for the past year, kind of been trying to figure out what or if my light language is. And wouldn't you know, about 5 minutes, maybe 10, no more than 5 minutes before I was supposed to come on, something started coming out. And I'm like, I don't know if this is a good time, spirit. Um, I don't know. Should I try this first? Should I practice first? And they're like, nope. And I don't know if y'all can see this, but there's what looks like a notch right in here, and it fits perfectly right in my thumb. And so I started holding this, and then this started coming out. Una na na ta, una nith, una nanina, mananeath, una utata, utata, tu nuna, una nith, tu mana, tu nu, tu nanith, una, una ta. That started coming out. So a year later, almost a year and a day, on Imbolc, it's coming out, JJ. It's finally coming out. So I wasn't going to share. I was going to wait, but it's coming. So I felt the vibration. I felt it coming up. Start feeling around, and I'm very excited. I'm very happy to be able to share that with everybody. So I'm going to put you back over here, and this is Uri, by the way. Oshna. Mm. Nah, unanis. For me, it's very the Lord of the Rings with the Elvish. I was always drawn to that certain sound that they were, and I'm just thinking, oh no, that would be silly. People would think I'm trying to be some sort of Tolkien, trying to rip off Tolkien, and but you know what? Tolkien was so in touch with the elemental realms and tapping into ancient languages and dimensions that it feels like whatever is going to be coming up is going to be either directly up or a conglomeration of my different past lives with that area, with the Fae, the elves, with the Lemurian, my Native American. It feels like things are starting to finally come together. So hypnicity, this is a golden healer. And it's beautiful. It's kind of hard to see. I mean, it's beautiful here on the screen, but the rainbow is when it catches just right. There's a beautiful rainbow in there. So yes, JJ is starting to finally come out. Oh, thank you, Rosanna. So Imbolc, wow. Let me grab my books because I have some that you don't even find on the shelves anymore. You go to even my metaphysical stores in my area, Barnes and Noble. These shelves now with all these Wicca books, witchcraft, pagan, um, all these authors, but none of the authors that really started getting things going in the mid to late 80s, even, the early 80s. Starhawk, no Starhawk, no Margot Adler, no Rian Eisler. Um, you don't see DJ Conway on the shelves anymore. This is an original back from the day when the books were only like 12 something for a book. And I wanted to go through and see all the different nuances that different authors brought to. And I absolutely love this book because she also, in some areas, she shows pronunciations for the Gaelic to help understand how to properly pronounce the words. And I'm just going to look here really quick. Readers' gifts are increasing. Just had her. Marina did a channel today. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, she's going to have to tell us about it and share tomorrow. You have a notch too in your tech tight. Hi, JR. I was doing my, I guess you can call it officially my light language. Didn't see you come in. Nice rock. It's a crystal. But yeah, I get it, Nalani. Ooh, nice stone. Nice rock. That's wonderful. Yeah, we're getting there. I still like my voice goes down and I hesitate, and it's probably stuff still that I have to work through because Karen from Starseed Awakening, JJ, and there's another young lady. Her name is I call her young lady. Another lady named Heather, and her light language I haven't seen her on in a while. Is sounds like a straight up Italian, and it's just phenomenal. I haven't seen her in a while, but so right now we're going to get into in this book here by Oak, Ash, and Thorn, Modern Celtic Shamanism by DJ Conway. This started coming out in 1995. So this is the actually, no, 94, and then I got this edition in 95. So we have had it for that long. And Brigid is no different spellings. Brigid, Brigit, Brid, some call it Brie, Breathe. Then you got Brig, you got Brigid. Then you have the Brigid with the Ghid, and she spans the Celtic in Ireland, Wales, Spain, France. Um, Her name is connected to power, renown, the fiery arrow or power. And then there's a Gaelic word in here. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm thinking it's Briel Naich, something like that, similar to. Could possibly be how this is coming about because I'm working with sharing Brigid with everybody. The Gauls called her Briganda. Yep. Hi, Rain. Good to see you. Oh, Rain. I know Jackie won't be able to see it until later, but I pulled out my Bridget's cross to share with everybody. So, Rain, that's mine. So hopefully I can still get a Jackie's original. So often called the Triple Brigids, the three blessed ladies of Britain, or the three mothers. Associated with Imbolc, she had an exclusive female priestesshood at Kildare, where there was an an ever burning fire. The number of her priestesses was 19. Nines were very powerful numbers, um, especially back in that day, and also with Avalon. The priestesses were known to be 9 as well, representing the 19-year cycle of the Celtic Great Year. Her kells were sacred prostitutes and her soldiers brigands. Goddess of fire, fertility, the hearth, all feminine arts and crafts, and martial arts. Healing, physicians, agriculture, inspiration, learning, poetry, divination, prophecy, smithcraft. A lot of people, you don't see many goddesses standing over a smithing over coals and fire and, in an armory and working on armor and smithing. That's incredible. Animal husbandry, love, witchcraft, occult knowledge. So that was what they provided with her in here. Um, and another author, at least I still see him from time to time, especially in the metaphysical stores, is Scott Cunningham. And even though I'm not Wiccan, I still love looking at this book because Scott was very ethical in his approach to making magic, creating magic, types of magic that he performed, and even down to being the source of where his materials came from, the way the plants were grown and extracted, the crystals, pearls, making people even think ethically about pearls because a creature has to die to us for us to get that pearl. So he was very connected to his ethics when it came to his spirituality and practice and his honoring of Mother Earth and the goddess. Um, we lost him way too soon. So with Imbolc, now in his book he's got February 2nd, so it's first, second, depending on the author or for me it's always been the first, and for me the second was always Groundhog Day, but for him he gives the second. But Imbolc marks the recovery of the goddess after giving birth to the god. The lengthening periods of light awaken her. The god is a young, lusty boy, but his power is felt in the longer days. The warmth fertilizes the earth goddess, causing seeds to germinate and sprout, and so the earliest beginnings of spring occur. This is a Sabbath of purification after the shut in life of winter through the renewing power of the sun. It is also a festival of light and of fertility, once marked in Europe with huge blazes, torches, and fire in every form. And some people would go around with crowns and eat, and then the crowns were a circle of actually lit candles. That took some that took some guts, let me tell you, to do that. Fire here represents our own illumination and inspiration as much as light and warmth. Imbolc is also known as Feast of Torches, Olmec, Lupercalia, Feast of Pan, Snowdrop Festival, Feast, Feast of the Waxing Light, Brigid's Day, and probably many other names. Some female Wiccans follow the old Scandinavian custom of wearing crowns of lit candles, but many more carry tapers during their invocations. Let's see, is this something for covens? Mine? Nope. Okay, so that's not about coven talk. So, from each book, that we get a little bit here, other insights there. That's awesome. I have so many Scott's books. I did too. I have to get some back again. I miss his oils and herbs recipes, and I also used to have his herbal book. His gemstone, oh, it's okay, but really his recipe book for oils and for all sorts of purification, for the holidays, for the Sabbaths, for blessing, everything. He had like all these different anointing oils. I loved it. Um, Another author, I love this book. Her name is Phyllis Corot. She's the author of Book of Shadows. She's a Wiccan high priestess. This one came out when I was living in Arizona. This one came out in 2001. I just got to Arizona that year. And it's by Phyllis Corot, and it's called Witchcrafting, a spiritual guide to making magic. And I like how she discusses and has open conversations too about the ethics of performing magic, and talks about the Wiccan Reed. And I just love, and then she gives you, um, I don't say lessons, she gives you more like practices. And this book is for people who have been doing it for a long time that might have fallen out of the practice, or might have gone a little, um, or their practice, their ritual might have gotten a little lackluster, kind of like there really was no spark. Like a spark needs to be reignited. So she has these different practices and lessons to do for anybody who's starting out to people who have been doing it for a while. And for her, she talks about preparing an artistic offering to Brigid, a poem or any piece of writing, music you or someone else has written that you will play or sing, a painting, a photograph, or any other form of artistic expression, including food you've prepared, gets placed on, an altar to her. We talk going over about um, the invocation. Um, that's a little too long, but it's a wonderful book. It talks, and here, this is what was nice. When the circle of light is complete, onto the fire by saying, we burn with the power of divine inspiration. We are light sitting in a circle of light. When we come together as a community, the fire burns more brightly than when we are alone, and there is warmth and illumination for us all. We offer our light to the goddess and the world. And this is when two people would give their offerings and prayers to Brigid and to their deity. So I thought that was really beautiful. Fire seal the circle round, let it fade beneath the ground, let all things be as they were since the beginning of time. That's beautiful. So yes, a great book that I have. Another deck now that I want to bring up is Witch's Wisdom. And even though I'm not particularly fond of some of the images, the cards, the colors are absolutely beautiful. They're stunning. They're rich, they're vibrant, they're saturated. And for Imbolc, you see the little lambs. And if Allison, you're still here, look at the little lambs. Aren't they so cute? Because she's like me, we like the animals. So there's the lambs, there's the beautiful flowers. Um, and for Imbolc, they describe in here the first signs of spring are celebrated on this day of the goddess Brigid. This is the festival of hearth and home, and the onset of the lambing season and blooming of the blackthorn. Visits to holy wells with gifts and offerings of milk and clothes hung on yew trees mark this time of renewal, a traditional time to spring clean, observe weather divination, omens, and signs. A good time to purify one's thoughts, time of new growth, time to start dreaming big. In bulk opens new doorways for you, and what no longer serves you will fall away naturally. This is an auspicious time for your becoming truly alive and awakening the true witch within who now stirs from a deep slumber. So just really beautiful associations with this Sabbath, this holiday, the sacred holiday. So let me put that aside. Hope I'm not boring anybody here, but I just love Involve. This is one of my favorite times of the year, and I have lots of cards around here. Yes, I am busy listening to do as I do 100 things. But yes, she saw the lammies. I was just wondering, we love the animals. Yes, it is a beautiful card. The Magical Household was great for practical magic for the home. Lots of folklore in that book, my favorite. Also, anything by Ellen Dugan. You don't hear much about Ellen Dugan either. A lot of these early authors, you just don't see them, and it's just like so many 101 books. And to me, some of them, the energy just feels like, oh, let's write this book and, do this and let's put out there. Let's make money. And they're just like, whereas when I was younger, the books came out, but there weren't so many, and it just seemed like the authors were truly at an age too where they could write in their book and put their experience and their wisdom and their insights into the books. Where some of these are just it just seems to commercialism. One on one side of the coin you have it becoming more mainstream, more acceptable. But at the same time, you have on the negative to me, it's the over commercialization, the over, just kind of like in your face where it just loses the actual spirituality behind it. The publishers, let's put these out, and we'll find whoever we can get, write this book. Well, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of times when things like this happen, you lose. the core of the spirituality of what, like the true meaning of the year, what they say when it comes to Christmas, the real reason of the season. Well, the real reason behind the energy of this movement, of the spirituality, this connection to the earth. Mass market. Yeah, mass market. Hey, Gypsy JJ. Not boring at all? Oh, okay. And you have two of Ellen Dugan's books. Awesome. I really do need to get my hands back on another Starhawk. Diane Diane Stein. She was very much of a wounded healer author. And there were some books growing up where I had to kind of walk away from because I understand, we're trying to get away from the suffocation and the I'm going to use the word tyranny, the subjugation of patriarchal religions, especially for women. And 80s, 90s, really that goddess movement, Starhawk, really got that going as well. Um, Diane Stein, Linnea Weatherstone. There's a lot of authors that I can't think of right now because there were just so many in this movement to get the whole ball rolling. And some books were just written from a strictly a goddess energy oriented, and I can understand that, but then you can still feel some of the hate coming through, the negativity. So um, it's kind of like a balance sort for me. Do I really want to connect with the male deity spirit right now? Me, I acknowledge the energy there and I respect it, but I choose really not to work too much with it because for me, at least in this lifetime, I'm really exploring the divine feminine. And I feel like I need to talk about her a lot. And this is probably from past life. And, again, you know, being raised, people, when I say to people, I was raised Catholic. I've had some people, in the pagan community tell me, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm just like, not really, because I've met people who were raised atheists, and when they were being introduced to Wicca or witchcraft or just even paganism, any sort of or any area within under the pagan umbrella of different spiritualities, for them it was really hard to concept what a higher power was. Even the thought of an afterlife, whether this higher power had a consciousness or not. And for me, I was raised in the beginning to know that there was, and that I had a goddess. Mary was there, and she was actually the one that helped walk me across that bridge into helping me find, my true spiritual path. And it changes, you know, um, and we should, whether it's different aspects or changing a different perspective. And I think this really goes along with Inbolc because it's that creative spark. It's looking at life anew. What can we bring in something that's new? Does our spirituality need to be spring cleaned? Do we need to kind of like bring out our books, start reading through? I've read through old books where I was like, oh, wow, I believe that then. And I'll be looking and going, well, I know that's not me now. And I honor it and I respect it. And it gives me insight. At least it gives me, it encourages me knowing that I'm growing. And may I go back to that train of thought later on? Quite possibly. Um, I've been having very interesting conversations with medium Betsy Palmer after our investigative tarot with her yesterday, talking about the concepts of spiritual purpose, contracts and free will. All that's a lot of things that I'm trying to. There's just something that is beyond what a lot of us are talking about in our community. I just feel like there's something other, like there's like another curtain because we are human. Our brains aren't conscious again yet again of the dimensions and the possibilities and other things that we can't see. So for me it's really a year of authenticity. I know Gerald likes to come up with a new word for every year, and for me it's authenticity. I really want to make sure that I'm living an authentic life, that what I say, what I present to individuals, is authentic. I want to make sure that everything that my art, my word, my deeds is authentic. And sometimes it's hard, we fall back a little bit and there we go. But it's about being human, because if we were meant to be complete and enlightened while we are here, then, then why are we here? But I digress. I'm looking at my books, making sure that there's another book. I don't know if Nancy's still here, but I started introducing this book on Monday, Goddess Days. This was a gift from Shan's mom, and it's a goddess for every day of the year. And it was so cool how Cat Mama Claudia picked a number, and boom, that card was that goddess was absolutely her. The message, everything was just absolutely her. And Brigid is so it's a goddess for each day, and Brigid is number 31, which is just about Imbolc. And it says here, bright blessings easily flow into your life. And it says the feast of Brigid, or Bright One, Lady of the Flame, Celtic triple wonder worker, is celebrated on February 1st. So here's another author that connects it to February 1st. She's the Celtic goddess of poetry, medicine, inspiration, art, and smithcraft. And this is something that I didn't know. Um, I learned something new today because I haven't read this in a while. Brigid invented whistling as a secret signal to call her friends in time of need. She is often seen carrying a cauldron, representing her divine powers of creation and transformation. And really quick, isn't it interesting, Nancy, if you're still here, how Brigid has her cauldron of transformation and your Caradwin? I think Caradwin is considered Welsh. I don't know if she might be still considered Celtic too, but in the English or the Welsh pantheon, she has her cauldron of transformation. Really beautiful. I love that. So she's often seen carrying a cauldron representing her divine powers of creation and transformation. From her name, we get bride or breed, the sacred consort. So when you say, here comes the bride, that was actually taken after breed. Um, Breet, my teacher, her name is Breed. Um, and she spelled it Breid, if I remember right, or was it? But anyway, so her name was Breed. And when invoking Brigid, first light a candle, then place a chair opposite yours to welcome her into the room. Take a deep breath in and let the air escape slowly between your teeth, whistling as you exhale. Imagine the presence of an awesome queen filling the room. You feel her intense warmth as a tingling sensation on your hands and feet. Share your most pressing concerns with her by asking 3 questions. Her feast day is also called Imbolc, meaning in the belly of the goddess, the earth. Let your questions emanate from the deepest part of your being. Let Brigid guide you today with deep inspiration. Notice any unexpected or coincidental events. Go with your hunches. If you lose your way, just give a whistle and wait for Brigid's fiery warmth to bring you back to your center. I love this. I had never heard about this before. In any of the other books I have, Cunningham, Phyllis Carreau, Conway, Ravenwolf, any of them, I did not, I've never seen this. This brought up the seeds of imagination are vibrating with quiet expectancy. Hold nothing in. Create a sacred space with every breath and let every exhale kindle a desire. That's beautiful. Oh, thank you. And Shan's mom, of course, she was Irish. Her name is Patty. So thank you, Patty, again for this wonderful. And it came with a little goddess incense burner. She's a little rough around the edges because the incense burns and kind of, torches a little bit. But that's she came with my book. And somebody actually just recently looked up this book on Amazon. It's like 40-50 bucks or something. So yeah, I'm very grateful to have that. So do I still have people with me? 444. Oh, Amanda, very cool. Agreed. We need feminine now. Yes. Exactly. Empty. It's all about the money. MBO, they know people are interested, so they publish simple books to make money. I don't know what MBO, mass production, maybe? Yeah, isn't it cool, right? I didn't know about the whistling. I don't think the author made it up, but it's like she's got a goddess or or a group of them. There, there's exactly one for every day of the year, and there's so many more. I mean, I think the Hindu pantheon has like over 1,000 deities, basically for everything. Um, that little incense burner, yeah. She's like I said, she's a little toasted, but she's well loved. Love is for you. Oh, thank you. Hi, Linda. Good to see you, my dear. Okay. Mass market. Yep. Black books. Security. You're getting. Okay. Okay. Good night, Kristen. You're probably already gone, but thanks for being here, my dear. So moving on, I think I've covered about everything. So I devised a little question. What time we're at? 7:46. So I still have time. So I devised a little question because the Colette Baron Reed book for Brigid, that's something I want to share too. And I love this representation of Bridget. I thought this was very cute. The creative spark. And I love the artwork that Jenna Della Gratalia put on her face. It's just absolutely lovely. I like it. And she is all about the creative spark. And let's see. So it's a short little, there's like an empowerment message and alignment. So I'm just going to read her empowerment message for this one. She is very inspiring. Um, Inspiration and imagination are yours to play with right now. You effortlessly connect to your inner creative spark and make meaningful and beautiful experiences for yourself and others. Take advantage of this fruitful time. When you are so in tune, it's like taking a magical trip to the land of the fairy, where all that glitters really is gold and your life seems like a grand artistic gesture. The fiery Celtic goddess of creativity, calls you to play in the artistry of your life, your work, and your loves. Bridget is whispering her sparkling music deep in your soul. Are you listening? Don't move for her aside. Okay. I love her crown. I have that deck. Yeah, at first I wasn't sure because there's a little bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? Well, I can't think of it, so maybe a little bit of a controversy. Okay, and it's not to put any negative energy on the cards of the beautiful workup that Jenna did. But yes, a lot of the goddesses have been referred to the faces as looking like supermodels. There's images that are taken from the internet, but these are all images that are there. They're free to use, or you have to pay a fee to use them, and Jenna was inspired by a lot of the ones that she came across, and this is what she created. So whether or not and I even have a friend who I just found out didn't have a good experience with Colette, but at the same time, it's like it's all about the message. It's the art. Does it resonate to you? Does it talk to you? Um, I mean, if I were to find out that the books and stuff were created with anything that was done in a harmful or negative way against somebody or something, then I would be like, okay, icky energy. But for me, there hasn't. It's been very positive for me. So, but yeah, I had a card. Oh, there's a card actually in this deck too by Colette Baron Reed, and it's actually by Jenna Della Gratalia. You know, I the artists gets it's always like the artists are second thought. It's always like the person who wrote the tarot, the descriptions, and the main author. A lot of them always seem to get the recognition immediately over the artist, and it's like if you don't have the artist, then you don't have a deck. So um, a lot of props to artists out there who work on their and create their own decks, and get them out there. I know it's not easy. I've been trying for about a year to figure, and I'm just not happy. There it is. I'm just not happy. But talk about the candle of crowns. There we go. So that's one of my favorite pictures. Something similar to what women used to do, lighting the candles and wearing the crowns. So I'm glad it didn't take me too long to find her. So if anybody would like a card connecting with my creative, I get a card or two depending on which deck I'm using. Connecting with my creative spark. So if anybody would like a card on how to really start to connect with your creative spark, go ahead and put that me in the chat. And in the meantime, I'm going to take a sip because I'm losing my voice. We don't want me to lose my voice. I never used the term sip until Deanne, Blue Crescent Tarot. I just adore her. Amanda. Okay. I got you, Amanda. Alrighty. Got you, Rain. I've got Book. Rossi. 7:51, so I'll probably be here for at least another half hour. JJ. Oh, JJ, I haven't read for you in a while. So, let me see. Amanda. What deck do I want to use? Because I have lots of different decks around me. I'm being called to my secret language, the secret language of color. I'm going to do 2. Playing around with card on the top, card on the bottom. Okay, so Amanda, let me just take this down. Connecting with your creativity. I got bronze. Strengthen your body. So when we have a strong and healthy core, we feel grounded and we feel safe. And I mean, all of our health, we're all different ages, we have different health issues, but working on strengthening your body and of course, diet, some exercise, whatever you can do. But strengthening your body is also paying attention to not only what we put into it, but also what we say to ourselves, what we say to it. Um, and this also um, goes with creativity as well. With the creative spark, doing anything craft wise, finding something that takes your mind off of anxiety, worries, art, crafts, even adult coloring books. They all help to strengthen our minds, strengthen our bodies, strengthen our spirit. Because when we start to lose that connection, or not connection, but when certain aspects of our bodies, the emotional body, the physical, the mental, when certain ones start to suffer to an extent, it affects the others. So just being mindful and being within yourself and your body, being present in the moment. And at the bottom, I have coral. Allow flow and synchronicity into your life. So it's another lower chakra color. So when you get grounded so when you get grounded and you're balanced and you're building that core strength within yourself, whatever body it is that you're working on, that opens and allows for that creative flow. And coral is a shade of orange, and that's your sacral chakra. That's your place of creativity, especially from the womb. For women, that's where when we had a womb, if we had children, that's where we created them. But this is also not just a human creation, but this is also about any sort of creative endeavors, the fertility of bringing new thoughts, ideas, plans into action, just really working on and developing what it is that we want to creatively pursue. And just, even if, there are moments when we feel a little stagnated or a little blocked, just being in the moment, being grounded, and just letting that energy naturally come up through you and let that guide you. And what they're saying with the cards is, when you have that flow, when you have that synchronicity, when you have that strength within yourself, that's when it allows for those moments of inspiration. Because I know if I get too anxious or bogged down, the last thing I want to do sometimes is grab the art. And sometimes I have to, but we have to kind of work through. We're all each different. And we just sometimes have to just sit and let it be and let it move through us. So I hope that helped, Amanda. Thank you for letting me pull some cards for you on that. Hello, Shazad. Welcome. Me. I never asked. No, you don't. Okay, so we have Sharon and we have Allison, and that is taking me to, let's see. Okay, that should be enough to get me through the rest of the evening. But if anybody wants a card, feel free to stay, because a lot of these messages that individuals get, we can all tap into that energy and we can relate to, and we can bring that into our life as well. And Amanda, creating equals flow in the body. Yes. Because when we get into that moment and we get still and we're in the present, that allows for that breath, like the whistle, St. Bridget's whistle. God, I need help. Get me grounded. Help me get that energy up. Help me get that creativity going. And sometimes people think creativity just means painting and art. That means everything. Projects, whether it's something that you need to do with work, with finances, every area of your life involves creativity, because that's what we are. We are creative beings. So it's our natural God and Goddess, great spirit, giving gift is our ability to create. So beautiful. Yes. Using your hands helps to distance the worries because you're focusing on the physical. Dance, movement, as well. All righty, let's see who. And Rain, you are up next, my dear. I know you're a little bit ahead, so let's get your reading. It's interesting how one deck just pulls you right to you. And so tonight I'm going to creatively do a different way of reading. I'm going to take the top card and I'm going to take the bottom card. And boy, it is, and I have my window open and I am really warm right now. So we definitely have that fiery, could be menopause too, and having a hot flash, but all in all, I've noticed, start doing readings, start getting really warm. A lot of that energy flowing through. Okay, Rain's creative spark. And I'm a clarifier. It's like I'm supposed to stick to just 2 cards, but I need a clarifier, Rain. Okay, I get the message. Okay, Rain. Oh, it's freezing here. I think we have like between 35 and 40. It's been drizzly. It's been rains. Your buns are freezing. Oh my goodness. All right. So, Rain, 5 of air, which would be the 5 of swords. And in traditional, it's about card of kind of like defeat, walking away. Excuse me. With this one here, I like how it's done in a different approach. I love the fact that she has wings. She can fly. She's got the birds to help her, and she knows how to balance. She's on this tight wire. And I know you, so this isn't a cold read, but I know you've been a lot where you feel like you've been walking on the tight wire, trying to balance yourself. And before I move forward, everybody, Rain has a official website she just launched yesterday, so please go check that out. Rain, you can go ahead and put that in the description if you can. I think you're a mod. So 5 of air typically has to do with not a conflict, but a little bit like defeat. it's mental. Some people show it physically, but here with the feathers, with the birds, our thoughts, trying to balance all of our thoughts. We have all these different ideas going on. We have so much stuff going in our lives. We feel like, I think there are days when you feel like you're defeated, but this card also can say, express that I have defeated that which could have caused me to lose my balance and to fall. But I have trust in my balance because here I am. I'm not even looking forward. I'm bouncing out a pendulum in front of me. I have one little toe on this. I have birds flying around me, and I'm looking straight at you. So I'm not even really focusing, not necessarily ahead of me. So it shows that you have that mental um, strength to get through that duress. I also have the Emperor card, and I wanted to kind of find out who this Emperor was. And I really feel like this is you. I just wanted to validate because of relationships, some come, some go. But this Emperor card, you have that lion's heart. You have taken control of your realm. You have your place that you've renovated. You have been working on your gardens, your canning, your animals. You are you are the king. You are the emperor. People look up to you. Um, for me, this is, people know that you are loyal to them, that you rule justly, um, that you take care of the land that you are on. You're conscious of the wildlife. You're conscious of your what do they call it, your footprint on the land. Um, and so the card that I asked for clarifier on that was just the tower. And yes, we've been through a tower moment in the past. But what's beautiful about this tower is that nothing had to fall apart. And that in this one here, your tower was able to stand through everything. And that this is like your castle, this is your tower. You are looking over everything that you created. So, in knowing that you've rebuilt, you are connecting to your land, you have the mental prowess and stability that is allowing for that creativity to keep coming forward. And creations.com, there you go. Please check that out. Rain has several channels as well. So the creative spark, connecting with your creative spark, keep doing what you're doing, but be mindful of that Five of Swords. You know, you have the strength to do it, but at the same time, we all need to be reminded to, stay focused, keep our balance, and just allow that, that creativity to keep coming in. So you're awesome, balls. Oh my god. You two are fun. You two are like just like really focused on balls. Oh, that's funny. I love that. I can't be cocky. I need that Five of Swords to keep me honest, so to speak. Yeah. But you know, the balancing act, you're there, just being mindful and staying balanced, and that creativity and that sense of security will keep coming. I have to view that garbage. Yeah, I'm very stable on that one too. Emperor and Tower, nice. My tower is very stable. Yeah. So hi Delphi Ross, welcome. I am currently, oh actually let me take this out. Questions are closed because I have quite a few more to do. But please feel free to stay. A lot of these readings can be reflected upon um, for our own personal questions and things that go on in our life, because we're all in this together, as like they like to say. And a lot of us all have similar battles or situations and things that we are going on in our life. And we can always learn and share with one another here. So it's good to see you, and feel free to hang out with us. Book Bewitched. I know sometimes your internet. Book, are you still here? Book. Are you still here? Yep, that looks like the cross. Okay, so you are still here. All righty. Okay, so deck for book. Ooh, okay. So I am going to be using, oh, hello, little one. How long have you been sitting there? You can't come up right now. Or do you want to come up? He wants to come up. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. Come here. Come on. Oh, Book B, he's going to help me with your reading. So this is Maggie. Say hello, everybody. Yes, I heard mommy talking to people. Oh, okay, so Book B Witch. We're going to be using the Witch's Wisdom Oracle cards. Yes, we are. And I got my black kitty right here. I know. Let me tilt this down a little bit. There he is. There's my boo. Here's my Mozzie. He's like, Mom, you're embarrassing me. No, you embarrass yourself. No cat butt in the camera tonight. Okay. Alrighty. So for Book Bewitched. Alright, Moz, what did we get? Okay. So creative spark. So book, I feel like this really started in Yule. I got the Yule card for you. And of course, it's another rebirth. It's the sun's growing. The days are getting starting to get longer. The beautiful fire, the hearth. Again, the hearth, the home. I think that's why Yule and Imbolc and Samhain are my favorites because it has to do with the home, the hearth, the sacred fires keeping us warm inside and guiding us. So around Yule, you start having this rebirth, this renewal. It feels like that creativity has been moving forward for you ever since. And the other card that I got on the bottom is hand fasting. And of course, hand fasting is for couples in the pagan tradition without doing weddings, but they're actually hand fasting, and they commit themselves to each other for a year. And after that year, they no longer want to be committed. They remove the commitment. They move on to if they want to be with somebody else or find somebody else. um so the hand fasting for me, this union, it feels like the creative union. You're joining like from Yule up until this is basically belt hand fasting. This is like Beltane time. So the fiery, the May 1st. It's the coming together, and it feels like what? It feels like it's that the culmination between then and now, where you're really starting to get that creativity, your spark. You are exploring, you are looking at your options. And by, that Beltane time, um, even up until now, moving into the summer months, that union coming together. And I think, listen to me. No, thank you. Bye bye. Down you go. All right. So that union coming together, and the two with the ring, you're making a commitment to yourself. I feel like this is bringing those halves of yourself together, which is going to give you that spark. um, it's going to give you that motivation. It's going to be that catalyst for you, and I believe that has started in Yule, with the rebirth, with the fires, the lights growing, the sun's coming stronger, and as time is moving on, you're feeling more and more like you're tapping into your creativity. You're connecting more again with what is your passion, what makes your soul sing, um, what basically gets the cauldron stirring. And I'm just going to pull another. See, Heather can never just do one card, two cards. It's like if I don't do three, my numbers are off. Power. There you go. Witch's hat power. The Kona power. So again, you're tapping into your power. You're channeling that up. You're manifesting whatever it is that creatively that you're doing in your life. Creatively, eating creatively, lifestyle changing creatively, different ways of healing, health, everything that, because everything is creation. Everything is creativity. So this is all coming together, and I'm trying not to rehash too much and overdo it. So again, continue making that commitment, and maybe for all you know, you might meet somebody. I don't know if you're single, or if you're looking for somebody, or if you're in a relationship. But could that possibly be a union? Yes, but for me, it feels like the main energy with the question is about that union. You know, we have to make ourselves whole. We can't expect other people to make ourselves whole. So with this one here, it feels like you're burning all those parts of yourself. You're coming together and you're feeling whole and you're making that commitment to yourself. So I'm going to take a sip. No, no, please, no. Oh, no, no, you don't want no relationship. Okay, well then, good. You don't have to worry about that. And thank you, Spawn. Okay. Delphi, what did you have to say here, sweetheart? I don't have nothing. I don't bother nobody. Nobody bother me. Just listen to you and playing puzzle on your Kindle. I like playing puzzles too. I play every now and then Seeker's Notes, and lately I've been just playing Merge Garden. It's mindless. It's fun. It's little puzzles. Nothing too serious. And hello, Fatima, my dear. Happy St. Bridget's Day. I know the Saint Bridget for the Catholic Church. I was explaining to people earlier in the beginning that the Saint Bridget was actually the goddess Brigid, but as patriarchy moved across Europe, they took the goddess Bridget and introduced her into the Saint Bridget, and so nobody would lose her. So um, I hope you're having a beautiful, blessed day celebrating. So let me just do a sip. Alrighty. Up next. Oh, I got kitty hair up in my nose now. Is Rossi. So Rossi, going right for my color cards again. I do a lot of Scrabble on your phone. I get bored after a while if I play a game too much, like Candy Crush, Soda Crush, and then of course, what does Heather do? She spends the money on the games when you're trying to win puzzles and you're like the last minute. No, yeah. So I'm trying to curb back on that bad habit. Okay, how can I actually connect more to her creative spark? Or give me a message for her creative spark. Okay, so excuse me. I have lavender. Connect to body, mind, and soul. So maybe even bringing some lavender or wearing some lavender oil if you to help certain scents, will inspire us to create. They will make us happy. They will kick in our our serotonin and things that will delight, nostalgic. Sometimes those things. Opening a box of crayons, Crayola crayons, and you smell it. Oh my God! And you want to start, automatically coloring in the coloring book. So, lavender, connecting your mind, body, and soul. And on the bottom, I said sapphire, regenerate your body. So more body work. And of course, I'm not a doctor. This is just for entertainment purposes only. This is not a diagnosis. But sapphire is regenerating your body. And with sapphire, um, that's all your third eye, your spiritual chakras, the connecting to source, to your guides. So that and the purple too. So you have the lavender and that beautiful sapphire blue, almost like that indigo color almost. Start working on your spiritual chakras, connecting to your guides. It feels like you already. I gotta have a third card. Cyan, build your confidence. Okay, we're doing 3 cards. So cyan, yes, lavender has an awesome smell. I love that smell. The lavender, the lilacs, the hyacinth. Oh my goodness. Those are just absolutely beautiful. I am not fully open. And you know what, Rossi? It's okay, sweetheart. Look how long it's taking me to get to here. And I started to play around and work in my 20s, having to take a step back, do other things. I had to go and, then I went to Arizona, did the art, and some stuff came up. And then I got back into Reiki. I learned about crystals. Came here, took a little bit of a step back for a bit, had to adjust, learn about mental health, started working with the peer movement, how creativity. So we all go through periods of time where we don't seem to, we feel like we fail or we're not doing something that we really want to. It takes a while. It's like you can't rush a good crock pot of stew. You can't rush a good thing of chili. You gotta sit, you gotta let it simmer, you gotta add a little bit of this, you gotta add a little bit of that. So, we all progress at a certain time. And from what I just was having a conversation with Betsy, if we think about it, we don't necessarily develop until we're meant to. So our guides may be like, okay, no, you got to step back for a bit. You have to wait till you process this. You have to wait till some people's body needs to be cleansed. Some people have to detox certain elements out of their body. Some people have to work through traumas first. So it is, we all work on a different, um I don't say plane, but we will all work on a different playing field. We're all different. And our guides are there to guide us. And when the time is right, they open the door. Like tonight, 5 minutes before coming on here, there's part of the light language is starting to come out. And I wasn't going to share it, but it was like, no, you got to do it. Get the confidence. It'll help build the confidence. So you're opening up, taking time. Don't rush it, because if you rush something, you're going to miss those important steps. You learning how to get energetically adjusted with the sapphire, the different angles, the different facets that they use for that. You got to be cut, you got to be polished over a certain time, because if it's not done right, then it's not going to work. And we're all different. We all have different facets. So just connect with your mind, body, and soul. Get grounded. Be in the moment. Make sure you're being positive to, especially to your mind, mindful thinking, and be confident. And just don't rush things. Just take your time. Like Taylor Day used to say, "Don't rush me. I've been here before." Oh. Yeah, I sing a lot better than that one, but everyone gets the message. So healing energy has gone well. Reiki and Aqua lead, but not getting the message, because we may have to wait till the processing. It takes time, and we all will have different gifts at different times. Not all of us are going to see the same way. Not all of us are going to intuit things the same way. Um, like, for example, I didn't know that there was something you can do where you light a candle and you put a card over it, and the smoke creates a form, and then you read that as a form of divination. Ginger Fay did that. Simple little simple, and simple does not mean that it's not powerful or it's not important, but there's all different ways of us to find our gifts. We're all unique. So Rossi, just give yourself a break, sweetheart. I'm 53. I started this 25, a little bit earlier, and here I am at 53, and I'm not where I thought I would be. Do I get down some days? Yeah, but I know now, I'm seeing as I'm getting older, it takes time. You don't want to rush things. I believe I did that with some Reiki training before leaving Arizona, and I don't know if too many Reiki, I didn't get my body enough time to adjust to the attunements or the upgrade. What's it? What they call it? The energy shifts or something. And for me, it was just like, I'm not saying anything bad happened. It was just I didn't really have enough time because I wanted to rush. I wanted to get things done before. And so it took me a little bit longer to get that energy to go through and for me to understand where I was energetically with that. I came to realize that the energy was there. There were certain symbols that worked, there's certain ones that didn't. This is how I lay my crystals out, not necessarily how it was. We all take a while to take in what we learn and then let our bodies and our spirit naturally adjust and discover it. I hope that makes sense. And I do believe I saw, yep, hey, what's up, Jeff? Yeah, Jeff, what's up? I will be getting that thumbnail and link out shortly. Just waiting for Kaylee to send me some information on her channel. Um, Jeff and I will be doing our next poetry and tarot this Sunday at 8 o'clock, and Kaylee, from also known as Fogo Pogo, will be joining us. So looking forward to that. Okay, Rossi. Now to Gypsy. Gypsy JJ. Wow, I haven't read for you in a long time. What deck do I want to use? Oh, there we go. Alrighty. See, the healing energy has gone well. That's awesome. What? Don't let that. I mean, you got a positive right there. Don't let that positive. You see what I mean? Things will move and things will move and progress at its rate. So you already have a wonderful success rate there. You're doing fabulous. You're not getting messages. Maybe you're trying too hard to see the messages too. Okay, so Gypsy. Top, bottom, and okay. So Gypsy, the Shadow Queen. Acquiring knowledge and security and manipulation. So when it comes to with your creative spark, she's holding it right there. There you go. It's right here. You're looking at it. It feels like you're acquiring knowledge. You're working with things that are of the shadow. There are things possibly traumatic. I I was going to say in this lifetime, but then I heard also, past life as well. So there's I'm saying, okay, genetic, there's spiritual past life, and then there's this life with um I don't know I'm doing this. Um okay. So it's multiple. You have multiple things going on. Things multiple situations. Okay, family. There's trauma. Okay. It's all different kinds of trauma. Shazad, I'm sorry, honey, the questions are closed for the evening. I'm already a little behind, but like I said, a lot of these messages can resonate to everybody else in the chat too. So feel free to stay and maybe get a message for yourself from somebody else's read. I appreciate you so much for being here. So and making sure that the knowledge that we are acquiring may cause a sense of insecurity where we feel we need to manipulate others or a situation because it is difficult because of the knowledge we are acquiring from it. But when we do acquire that knowledge, that light is right there. It's in our hands. That creative way of working through past traumas, sisters of the seasons, cycles of growth, natural law, and divine order. So things are moving in a divine order. So taking that knowledge, leaving behind any insecurities or even manipulation that was done unto you. And sometimes we feel like what gets done to us, we have to do out to keep ourselves protected. But you have acquired this knowledge. And with that knowledge, you can now start moving forward. Sisters of the seasons, you're moving through the seasons of your emotions through life. You are following the natural law and order of things. You're being divinely guided. It's also reminding you to stay in touch with your spirit guides, staying in touch with the seasons, seeing how your body feels and reacts creatively to the seasons. Some people's creativity is just really flows during winter. Some people's creativity flows during the hot summer months. We all resonate differently energetically. The last card I did get is the Map Maker of Destiny. So free will to change what is in our lives that no longer serve us for the higher purpose of what we are able to change, not others, but ourselves, and authentic purposes, staying authentic. And there's the inspiration. And there's the quill too with the book. Maybe start journaling, writing poetry, tapping into by journaling that helps release the past and the traumas and what we may, and trauma can be failures, disappointments, whatever it is, getting that out onto paper with the quill. There are a lot of journals now that get prompts that you can write in, you can draw in the pages, um, work through all that, and you will find your authentic purpose. You will be like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what how I'm supposed to start working through all of this creatively. And I'm just going to end it right there. Um, I don't know if any of that is resonating. Hello, Brenda. Hello, everybody here. Brenda Tarot has been releasing videos this week for the signs. So be sure to go and check out her channel. She does really lovely, like 20-minute readings for the signs. And she released the Saggies. It was either today or yesterday. And so make sure you go check out, see if your sign is up yet. Brenda does wonderful readings. She posts them and then she does her Sunday show with Anne from across the pond, and they do wonderful readings as well. So be sure to check out her channel. Um, oh, thank you, Rain. Thank you very much, my dear. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, so up next is Allison. Allison. And then Sharon, you'll be our last read, and then that will be done for the evening. Um, the lovely Imbolc evening. So, Allison, what cards do I want to pull for you from? Do I have a deck here? Yeah, right here. I'm going to pull from the Witch's Wisdom for you. I'm also eyeing my Clipper and Reads Good Tarot deck. I think a card needs to be pulled from there. So give me a second. Oh, God, this is such a thick deck. Love the artwork though on it. So, woo. One of these is very much, you're going to like one of these cards, Allison. I like them both. Okay. All right, so the first card I'm going to do is the one from the Colette Baron Reed. I got the Fool. And this one is here. Your creativity, whatever you do that is creative to you. I know you love your sewing. You do these beautiful quilts. I feel like, I know you're doing your necklace. So it feels like you're really, I'm seeing the hands wanting to do something, wanting to play more, wanting to, it's like a weaving. You know, you're weaving, you're sewing, you're putting the colors together, you're putting this together with the beads, you're putting a necklace together, stringing them on, feeling the beads. It just feels like there's something that really wants to start, really wants you to get more into tapping into that creativity, the weaving, the telling of the stories, um, weaving stories, but not through, like, I mean, written, yes. Um, Writing. Okay, so writing too. I don't know if you've been wanting to write. Um, I just keep seeing this weaving with your sewing and your blankets, and then with the beading, the wire running the beads through the wire. It's just this. I don't know. This is a past life, or that's coming through. Um, and I don't know where this is coming from, but I'm just going with it. And it feels, because of your connection with your ancestors, I feel like this is an energy of theirs that is still woven within your DNA, that you are feeling like They want you to explore that you feel like is there. It's under the surface. You want to be able to explore it more. With the Fool card, it's like, um, don't be afraid to take that risk. And also, too, creatively, with the cards I'm seeing, I think, too, with the Fool is not being afraid of taking that risk, taking that jump. We all have, I know you know who this is about. I think, I feel that we also know what this is about as well. It feels like a dual reading here was creative and being seen with the creativity with the sewing and the beads and everything. But the Fool too is not being afraid. This new, you're getting creatively inspired. This new fire, this new passion that is coming into your life is kind of like firing up things that were dormant for a while. You're wanting to, like, okay, let's do more of this. I want to explore this now. It just seems like it's like helped open the floodgates and let that creativity shoot through. And I got the alchemist of all cards too. The herbal kitchen. And I know you're very much in with herbs and with your food and understanding um, um, with health wise. Um, I'm trying to figure out what to, so the alchemist, not just with the herbs in the kitchen, but it's like you're cooking up something. Something's wanting to stir. There's things in this cauldron you want to mix. You want to create. You're bubbling. You're you're waiting for, like, you're create. It's like Carradwin's cauldron. She's been mixing it, putting things to give the knowledge for her son, who didn't have as much knowledge, as other people. She wanted to give him this divine insight. And there's all these little things that were being added, stoking the fires, making it sure it stayed hot, making it was stirred a certain part of time, um, getting in there and just hold on a second. Let me pull. But that alchemy, it's the mixing, it's the combining your ancestry, your knowledge of food, your medicine, your you want your crafting, your sewing, your beading, this new relationship. It's like this big burst of energy, this fire, this passion that is just coming forward. And there's one more card. Six of air, moving forward. You're moving towards it. So, okay, so Allison the Fool. Then I just had the Six of Swords. So this is this energy, it's carrying you forward. You're moving ahead. You're leaving the past behind. The second card that I believe it was the fire, the passion. She's dancing. She's in that passion. She's tapping into her passions. And then the other card I got was the alchemist, the mixing together. I know that you have spoken about maybe, doing another channel, maybe with teaching people about herbs, food. Um, but it just feels too like to me that this herbal kitchen, it's like you've got this big beautiful cauldron again, like another crock pot. You're putting all these different things in. It's bubbling. That energy is there. You're moving on from the past. You're taking that risk. You're taking that leap of faith. You're dancing with those passions, and this is all coming together. Um, the sewing, and I know I keep going back to the sewing and to the beading too. There's just something to do that's magic, like not magic. It's creating the weaving of energies, bringing things together, creating that spark. This could be something too. I can talk to you and see, but I'm just keep I just keep seeing, like, you're a weaver. You're a weaver. That's the word that keeps coming up over and over again. She's a weaver. She's weaving her. She's weaving ancestry, the past into the present moment. She's leaving the rest behind now. There's this fire. You're weaving all this together. And you know what this is all about? Okay. I know I sometimes ramble, Allison. I go on, but I hope that helped. Alrighty, Sharon, are you still here, my dear? Patiently waiting. And thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me tonight. This has been, I haven't done a solo in a while. Let's see. Gypsy. Well, I'm waiting to see if Sharon is still here. Very true. I've never had a clue about past lives, but this is filled with trauma. Okay. The spark. And just knowing that listening, going into that deep space, that dark space, and just looking for that light, creativity really does help. It's such a great way to help people through anxiety and traumas, whether like with Allison sewing, whether it's getting a coloring book for an adult or something, or if it's collaging, just cutting pieces of paper up, things that help slow our heart rate, that get us grounded, get us to feel what's in our bodies, getting connected. Um, just kind of becoming one in the moment, just being in the moment. Sharon O'Brien, are you here? I got a feeling you took off. Yeah. It's let's see. Um Shazad, are you still here? Sharon's not here for her reading. Would you like to take her place if you're still here? I have enough energy for one more. Give it a few moments. So everybody, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Tomorrow, Allison and I will be having Marina from Heart Center Tarot joining us for our Friday night show at 8 o'clock. Um, Nothing really planned on the weekend. You never know when a pop up might feel like coming up. On Monday, Nancy and I will be joined by Jane the Seeker for our divine goddess and divine feminine messages. Okay, I think both left. So everybody, thank you again for joining me. I really enjoyed this. Enjoyed sharing the first hints of the light language. Um, feeling safe with my chatters, and everybody holding space for me for that. I know it was a little low, but it's starting to come out. I'm starting to trust it. So it's been a very lovely evening. And 8 p.m. tomorrow. Be there or be square. Yeah, thinking outside of the box. Watch out for that segment coming up too. Something really new. So I got a lot of things that I'm working on again with the new channel, and just wanting to be creative, doing a little, carving out a little niche for myself in our community. Um, just exploring what I can, creatively. And Brigid really helped me with that today, let me tell you. So, everybody, have a great night. Have a good Friday tomorrow. And we will maybe see you tomorrow night with Allison and I. Everyone, have a good one. Thanks again. Talk to y'all later. Bye.